the whole crypto space and the whole NFT space is filled with weirdos. Like everyone that I've talked to that wants to come to me with some idea, it's always very strange. Like when people have come to, like my business manager with financial propositions, they're always, it's logical. Like it makes sense. Oh, invest in this. This is a fund and it does this, and this is how you get a return on your investment. None of that stuff ever made any sense to me. I avoided all of it, luckily, but I was propositioned by multiple different entities about these kind of things. And I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know, like, why would anybody buy an NFT? Like, oh, it's a non-fungible token, and then you put it in a NFT wallet, and you have this thing. I'm like, but I have the same thing on my phone. I can take a screenshot of that NFT, and I have it. Like, what is the thing, the physical thing? It's like, I understand, like, Beeple. You know who Beeple is?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Beeple made that little Giga Chad thing for us. It's a piece of digital artwork.
Yeah.
And, he has an actual museum of digital art.
Right.
And if you buy a piece from him, you actually get a physical piece of digital art. There's something there.
Yeah.
I get it. Makes sense. I like the Ape Yacht Club, whatever the fuck that is. Like, what's going on here? Like, I have a friend of mine who's an artist who made over $1 million on NFTs. And I'm like, what did you do? And like, he talks to me for 10 minutes and I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck you just said.
Yep. So let me start by saying, I work with a super talented digital artist. So he does a lot of my set stuff. So I have a lot of respect for, the challenge of a lot of digital artists as opposed to physical artists is like, if you're a painter, you sell your paintings.
Right.
If you're a digital artist, how do you print it out? Like, what do you do? So NFTs were sort of, originally it was like, this is for artists. Like, this is a way for a digital artist now to legitimately sell scarcity in their work, which previously they had no way of doing. You still can take a screenshot, but you don't own the NFT that, like, sort of the digital artist has sort of provisioned, like, this is the thing that matters. So I have a lot of, like, in that way, in that one way, I get it. I get why people wanted it to be, to become the next big thing. The problem is it's quickly taken over as an investment vehicle. Now it's like everybody's an art dealer, and now everybody's an art expert, and now we're trying to make a buck, right? And that anytime you get art involved with money, things get weird. But especially when you get art involved with quick flips and returns, and now we're going to all make money from this. That's when things get really weird. So, like, I feel bad sort of for digital artists, legitimate digital artists who really do legitimate NFT work. I don't think there's anything wrong with selling your work as a digital artist. Like, what do you expect them to do? Not everybody can go work for, like, some random YouTuber. Like, people have to earn a living. They do legitimate work and good work. But the problem is when greed gets involved, when people get involved basically promising, money. In the case of the Bored Ape Yacht Club, it's sort of like what their idea was, we'll start like almost like a country club where the NFT is the pass for the country club. And like you can go chat with the like holders of this Bored Ape Yacht Club. And I guess the idea is like, because it's expensive, then you get in the room with, people with money. But I found that whole thing weird because of the like, Jimmy Fallon's getting involved and then all these like mainstream celebrities, start promoting this thing. And it's like, this is a little, why is everyone doing it? And then you come to find out that a lot of them had their Bored Apes bought by this company called MoonPay, who is trying to like, use the celebrity's likeness to push that out. And it's just like, this is a strange, what's actually going on here? Is it just about the art? It doesn't actually appear to be.
I just don't understand how it worked. I don't understand how anybody looked at it and went, this is logical, I'm going to buy that.
So think about it this way, though. So I'm sure you played a bunch of games, video games, right? Have you ever played a video game where like they have like in-game, skins and like different like outfits?
Sure.
So tons of businesses have been built, like the entire free-to-play model of Fortnite. Fortnite makes millions and millions and millions of dollars. Their whole model is built on skins and like different like in-game purchasable items.
Right.
You don't actually own anything. Ultimately, it just lives and dies with your computer. NFTs are sort of like, I guess the idea with NFT gaming or whatever is like, well, you would actually own it. Like the game couldn't take it away from you. You'd have some piece of art that you'd have some ownership of that would matter. Again, I think the challenge is just like where greed and like marketers get involved. They just sort of like ruin everything with scams and fraud to where it's very tempting. And I get the temptation to just throw everything out and go, it's all just a fraud, right? Because you see so much of it, and so much of it is just like kind of people trying to scam you basically for, you know, and use especially celebrity likenesses to scam people.
Yeah, the celebrity part is a big key in all this, right?
I mean, it's a huge part. This is how we get legitimacy for products now. It's like sort of like endorsements. It's like you got to find a guy to do it. So ultimately, like, and the AI stuff's scary because ultimately you'll get the AI deep faking you into, you know.
Yeah, there's one of me. There's one of me and Andrew Huberman selling some supplement that's not real.
Right. Yeah. Alpha.
I don't know if the supplement's real, but I know that the commercial's certainly not real.
Yeah, they deep faked you, and I think it went viral on Twitter for a bit.
Everybody knew it was a deep fake, luckily, and
it wasn't quite good enough.
Yeah, and then we tried to figure out who's doing it, and you just run into a bunch of shells. It's like very difficult.
I'll tell you offline who's doing it.
Okay,
I know. I looked into it because I was curious. I was curious, and that same person had put out a lot of ads about like Kim Kardashian. They had deep fake of Kim. They had a deep fake of. They had one of you saying that like. So they have one of you saying like this product's great. Go buy it. And then there's another one where you were complaining that Andrew Tate launched it, and you thought you were sort of like Andrew Tate's going after my brand, like because it's very similarly named to one of your products, and so it's like it was kind of this hilarious thing where they were playing both sides. It's like it's Joe Rogan's, it's also Joe Rogan hates that it's out there because it's so good. Then it's like Kim Kardashian loves it. They had every celebrity was like basically endorsing this thing all through AI, and it's just a testament of our times. Like celebrities are the new sort of authorities for better and often for worse. But people use that as currency now. And like with AI, you can just like fake a lot of that stuff.
That's what I'm worried about is the volley. I feel like this is the very first volley in a war on reality. And that the way AI is structured, it's so prevalent. And so like when you look at ChatGPT and then you look at deep fakes and you look at the ability to take, I mean, there's a whole podcast of me interviewing Steve Jobs it's not real.